As COVID-19 cases rise in every U.S. state, Europe is facing a new wave and new restrictions. In Vienna, Austria have a 3-week lockdown beginning today, and the country has one of Europe's highest infection rates per capita. On Monday, the Swedish government cut that allowed side of public gatherings after seeing a record high number of daily cases, and in Italy, hospitals are once again overwhelmed. This is the World Health Organization says it's looking into a new report indicating the virus may have been circulating in Italy months before the country's first recorded COVID-19 case. Our Ian Panel is in Cittadella, Italy, with one of the hardest hit regions there. Ian, good morning. What are you seeing and hearing from locals there?
Yeah, I mean, remember, this is the country that got the first wave of the pandemic, the first one in Europe, and perhaps the first time people in America thought, this is serious, this is coming towards us. It went through a period of the numbers falling, they enjoyed their summer, they went back out, and as in other countries, as they ease those lockdown measures, so the virus came back. And as you say, hospitals here are now overwhelmed. I'm wearing a mask here. The very few people who are gathered around are all wearing masks. All businesses are going to close at 6 p.m. A curfew starts at 10 p.m. Now, we spent some time in Santa Ana Hospital in the hardest hit Lombardy region, and we were taken into the ICU there. And it's really tragic. I mean, to protect patient confidentiality, we can't show you their faces, but it was deeply emotional. Every single bed was full there. They have no more space. Every single patient had coronavirus, and almost all of them were elderly men in their 60s and 70s. And the point that the doctors were trying to make there is that when the second wave started to hit, initially it was younger people who got it. They'd gone out on vacation, they'd gone out partying, they'd gone to bars. But then gradually it's been older and older people who are clearly much more susceptible, and so the death rate has started to climb again. And this picture is no longer confined just to the north of the country, but is also spread across Italy. So people are now taking it very seriously again. The lockdown's been in place, certainly in this area, for a couple of weeks or more, and doctors are hoping they're starting to see the impact. The result of all that is very, very simple. If you don't have a lockdown, the virus spreads, and if you do, you can get it under control.
All right, well, certainly hope they do. And Ian, tell us about this hugging room that you're near.
Yeah, Diane, I have to confess there were tears all around here. It was really, really emotional. So this is a home for the elderly just outside this town. And at a certain point, they allow relatives to come in and meet their elderly relatives. So we saw mothers, grandsons, brothers and sisters be reunited. So in some cases, they have this plastic sheet where they're able to put their arms around each other. OK, it's not quite the same, but it's a pretty good substitute. You could see how emotional it was for people just to have that human contact, something so many of us have been denied, unable to see relatives, unable to see friends. But for those who've been stuck in elderly homes, it's even more important to have that kind of contact. We spoke to one grandson who was seeing his grandmum for the first time since the lockdown. He hadn't touched her since March. He was deeply emotional about it, said it was incredible, and she had a sparkle in her eye. She was waving at us. It was one kind of sign of warmth, of happiness amidst the otherwise kind of gloom that besets Italy right now. Diane?
Just the images are emotional. I can only imagine having been in that room or having been one of those people finally getting to at least kind of touch your family member for the first time in months. And Ian, you've been covering this whole thing since the beginning. Does it feel different there this time around versus the first wave?
I think it does. I mean, look, as I say, people have come to the conclusion that the only way of controlling this is to have another lockdown. What I've been impressed by in Italy is a sense in which everyone seems to be pulling together. Now, there was that interlude when people did go out, they did go on vacation, they did go to bars. But people take it very, very seriously here. And unlike other countries, say in the United States, where sometimes kids go away to college, so they're mingling with each other, they'll give each other the virus, but they're not necessarily coming home, although I know those fears exist around Thanksgiving. Here in Italy, quite often, they don't leave their hometown. They don't leave home, so they can go out, they can get the virus, and they can bring it back home. People are hoping that next year will bring some warmer weather and some better news, and that this vaccine will kick in and will have an impact. This is a country that has really suffered. It's a country that's close to many of our hearts for many, many reasons, whether it's religion, whether it's vacation, whether it's relatives. And I think Italy is now in the middle of this second wave. It's starting perhaps to see that tail off. We're seeing it plateau, not just here in Italy, but in Spain, in Belgium, and the UK. But still, the hospitals are full. The ICU beds are full. This is a disease that didn't get any easier, it didn't get any softer. The doctors got better at treating it, but it's just as deadly as it ever was.
Yeah, need to flatten that curve, and at least the good news there is, Ian, as you say, it seems like that's starting to happen. We hope that continues. Ian Pannell in Cittadella, Italy. Thanks, Ian.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.